And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode. This is our life. So we're getting a free pizza.
What an ordeal.
We called Ed's Crossroads down in Fitzwilliam,
It's about 10 minutes away from us.
and like 45 minutes later, nothing. So we called them, and then another 20, 30 minutes later, we called them, and then after 2 hours, we called them. And
Basically yelled at them.
yeah, and like they told my wife, oh, it's on its way, and they told me, oh, the guy left just 10 minutes ago, and then if you weren't going to deliver it, then tell us. If you're so busy you can't do delivery, let us know that.
No, if you can't, so that busy, put on another delivery driver.
Yeah, that's another option. So anyway, after 2 hours and calling, they said, okay, we're going to give you a credit for a free pizza. Thank you, but you could have.
You screwed yourself already.
Yeah, you could have said something to us in the beginning. So.
And they tried to tell us that the guy got messed up the address. Well, it's one person does deliveries, and he's been here about a dozen times before, so he knows damn good and well where we live at.
Yeah.
We have a very distinctive pizza.
Yeah, and if there was a problem, they could have called and said, what's the address again? We don't seem to be able to find you. But no, they didn't do any of that. So anyway.
They said, oh, it's Customer Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
Well, that's no excuse because you're busy.
And so on to the comment made by that Scientologist on my last video, I guess it was. You called me a fascist, supposedly because I disabled comments on a video I made. Interesting. Do you even know what a fascist is? Scientology is fascistic. If you don't agree with Scientologists, if you don't believe in what Scientologists believe in, etc., then you're a fascist or you're something bad.
Do you know what troll means?
Yeah. And my gosh, guy, you have, or gal, I don't know what you are, you have a sock account. Like, I'm supposed to respect you? I find out your account is a sock account? Come on now.
What?
A sock account. It's because like people who do things to get banned will have sock accounts, fake accounts. And that way, if they get banned from one account, they can use another account and keep using those accounts until
they figure out who it is.
Well, I mean, they have to be able to trace your IP address.
Yeah, they can easily do that.
But anyway, so I've made more than one video about Thomas Sowell, and none of them good. I mean, none of them positive about Sowell. Was an idiot. And some of the arguments that I've heard people try and make in favor of Sowell have used circular reasoning, and therefore they're still invalid arguments because it's the same argument. Anyway, but I was born and raised under Francisco Franco, so I know what fascism is. And it's typical of Scientologists to run around calling their critics fascist and call them names and what's your crime? What's your crime? I'm
that's
like,
all they know how to do is call names.
Yeah, that's all they know how to do. Because if you deal with the facts, you lose your arguments. And anyway, so but I put 3 comments up there for you, but I doubt you're even going to look at them because you're afraid because I put up facts on those comments, Anyway, so let's see, the pizza, the video. So we drove into Keene, and we went to Athens Pizza. They have more than one location, don't they?
Like 5 or 6.
Yeah, we went to the one on Main.
4 on the pizza box.
Uh,
addresses.
we went to the one on Main Street in Keene, and in my opinion, they have the best pizza around. They're almost across the street from Ramunto's, but I don't really like Ramunto's. I don't know what it is about them, but I just don't like their pizza. Um,
It was almost burnt tasting. Like,
the Ed's Crossroads has decent pizza. It's not Athens pizza. It's definitely a whole lot better than Ramunto's pizza, but I'm not gonna sit there for 2 hours. Anyway,
they called them what at 6:30, I think. Something like that.
I don't remember, but we kept calling. So we bought some stuff for the bug out bags and the assault pack. I say assault pack. I don't know what else to call it right now. The Alice gear well, not the Alice pack. The Alice pack is my bug out bag. The Alice web gear is what I'm going to essentially use as an assault pack, if you want to call it that, an assault kit. Um, I have ammo coming from Sportsman's Guide. The interesting thing, though, the $20 coupon that I had basically took care of shipping. The shipping was 19 and some change. So essentially what I got was free shipping.
How much was the ammo?
I'd have to look. I don't remember because I got two different kinds of ammo. I had 223 ammo and ammo for the Mosin, and three kinds of ammo and ammo for the pistol. And then I got some magazines for your rifle, and I think three magazines for my wife's rifle. They're like 25 round magazines actually. One of hers is over here. I bought three more of these for her. Whenever we can, we both should probably go out and shoot our respective rifles. Just we haven't done that in quite a while, and I've only fired the AR once. I put like 60 rounds through it, and that was it. Um, but
Well, hopefully the town cop leaves us alone.
yeah, I want to find another place to shoot. I mean,
I have to be nosy.
yeah, because I mean he's not exactly harassing me in the sense he's not like following me around, but he's like, what are you doing down here? I'm like, I'm just shooting, and we have one or two new guys, and I don't know how they would. I don't know how they would deal with things. Um, because the older guy, the guy who's been a cop in our town for a long time, he's like, whatever, he
He
just,
wouldn't care even unless you shot him, even if you shot him in the butt.
yeah,
Probably.
yeah. Because I was down there shooting, and as I driving out, there he is parked there, and the fact that I had guns with me, he could have cared less about that. He knew I wasn't gonna shoot him. I mean,
Just something about the town fair. I'm like,
yeah, I think that was an
yeah,
excuse.
that's kind of a crock of BS.
Yeah.
I think we've seen the town fair once, and he was running across the highway to keep from getting hit by a car.
Yeah. So.
He was not. He was pretty hightailing it out of there.
Yeah.
He was like, die.
So, the one thing that I realize now is we have. Oops, it's getting dirty in there.
What?
This ammo here. I actually have a full load of ammo on the Alice gear because I took one of the magazine pouches off and took the magazines that were in it and put it in the butt pack, and So I have a full load. I mean, there are 3 on each side of the chest, which is a total of 6. And then there are 6 on one side and 3 on the other side on the belt. So just with 9 magazines plus 6 magazines plus 3 magazines in the butt pack. So
you're gonna rattle when you walk.
yeah. So and then I could always carry. We have 3 boxes of this. So plus we have 500 rounds of 223s coming in, but it's back ordered. And excuse me, for the Mosin we have 440 rounds coming in, which will hopefully last a while. And for the 40, we have 40 rounds coming in, which won't last very long. We bought when we bought the pistol, we bought a box with 50 rounds in it, but I can't find that on I couldn't find it on Sportsman's Guide. The 22 ammo we bought my wife, um, Sportsman's Guide sells it, but it's out of stock right now. But it's 100 rounds for like the same price, or actually I think it's a few dollars cheaper than the 223 ammo, and this is 20 rounds.
Oh, tell them the reason why we bought it online.
Oh yeah, we used to go to this place because where I got this, Trader John's. Okay, and we bought the 22 ammo, and 100 rounds. And we bought 2 boxes. I mean, it's not like we don't know what the guy's like, but eventually you just say,
get sick of it.
Yeah. His attitude is like, you're bothering me. He's kind of gruff.
You kind of want to give him a kick in the ass.
Yeah, and once we went in there, because I'd like
snaps at you. It's like,
yeah,
ew.
I would like to get us a 12 gauge shotgun. And we were looking at guns, and he doesn't even bother to come over and help us. I'm like, I asked him a question. He said, like, like all the guns like that you're talking about are over here. I'm like, okay, well, I'm thinking, okay, this is your store. You know more about guns than I do. Aren't you going to come and help us?
Hell no. Why would he be bothered?
He just stays at the cash register and eats, or
guards it like he's a pit bull or something.
Yeah, and then
we'll carry it off.
When we went to get the 22 ammo,
I mean, for crap's sake, he's in a gun store. He could be sitting back there loading gun in his hands.
Yeah. And we bought this. It's 100 rounds right there. We bought 2 of these. Only reason those are out is because they're in the magazine. They're in the 2 different magazines we have. But I don't want to get my wife 10-round magazines. Not for a 22. Not for any gun, actually. I think 10-round magazine is kind of... You'd use them pretty fast, let's put it that way. With any caliber gun. Now, a 50...
Well, if you could put one on the Mosin, you'd probably do a lot of damage to one person.
Well, that only takes 5 rounds.
Yeah, but I mean, if it could hold a magazine.
Oh, yeah.
I'd hate to see what 10 rounds would do to one person.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be in bits and pieces.
Yeah. See, Sportsman's Guide they have these, but they don't have any in stock. And they sell for the same price. This is $20 for 100 rounds. Okay, and this looks like some pretty decent ammo, actually. And actually, this is a nice little case. Once we're finished with the ammo, we have a nice little sturdy little case here. But we were in Trader John's, and there's a table where he keeps his ammo. So we're both there looking at the ammunition, right?
You think all the ammo's there.
Yeah, because that's where it always is. And I didn't see any, so I walked up to the guy. He's over there at the cash register. Do you have any 22 ammo? No. Do I have any? It's on the counter.
I felt like saying, let's go to Walmart right in front of him just to piss him off. It's like,
Yeah.
look, asshole, we've had enough of your bullshit.
We've done enough business there. He shouldn't treat us that way. So I'm like, went over to the counter and he had a sign, no more than 2 per customer. I would have bought more, but he had a sign that said no more than 2 per customer.
I think he's off his rocker.
And because of his attitude, what I was thinking of doing was each of us would buy 2, but because of his attitude, we only bought 2. We didn't buy 4. So
could be crazy too.
Could be. Well, his wife seems to be the same way. So anyway, we're not doing business with him anymore. Now, once the Amazon order gets him, comes in, arrives, whatever, there's a pouch that will go on, I think, my left side. I don't know yet. Well, let me see. Actually, you know what? If I'm putting magazines into the rifle, I'm going to want it on my right side, not my left side. So I'm going to have to rearrange the pouches, because it'll be easier to take them out of the right side than crossing over. Anyway, no, there's a pouch. It's not an ammo pouch. It's a whatever pouch. And stuff like, well, I don't know. This may not go in it. This may go in the Alice pack. This is the fishing kit. But some things will go in that pouch on the belt. Other things will go in the pack. Actually, I was putting stuff earlier today. I was putting stuff in our packs. There's a lot of food in our packs, and I don't think people really understand what the situation could be. You're not going to be out there for 3 days, or it's extremely unlikely you're going to be out there for only 3 days. You know, if it really hits the fan, or one of the,
we're going to be out there for 3 months, maybe.
Yeah, so you're going to need to be able to sustain yourself as long as possible until you can get to a location that's relatively safe. Relative in that situation, it doesn't mean you're going to be very safe, but relatively safe. And at that point, you can start thinking about planting seeds, hunting, fishing, gathering wild plants, things like that, making not necessarily a permanent shelter, but long-term shelter. But I seriously doubt you're going to be out there for only 3 days. That's why we have the excess food. I don't even want to call it excess. The extra isn't, when we have a lot of food. And there's a reason for it, a practical reason for it. If the military starts marching down the road, or the tanks start coming down the streets,
don't blame us.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say, well, I'm only going to be humping it for 3 days. Really? Is your bug out location only 3 days away? You may not be able to drive anywhere. You may do everything on foot. And you're not going on trails. You stay away from trails. You stay away from roads. You even stay away from animal runs, or the trails the animals make.
3 days may be enough to kill you.
Yeah. So, like here, you have to consider the harsh winters that last a long time. And, it's true, it's a predominantly rural area, but you have bogs, and, like if we had, let's say, because I've thought about this, if we had, let's say we were in Keene, or near Keene, and we had,
bears.
and we had to go south, you have to deal with the town of Swansea. You have to deal with people's private property. Are they going to see you? Are they going to hear you as you're going by, even though you're not bothering them? If they see you or hear you, they may go, hey, is somebody trying to break in or, you know, do something to something I have on my property, my car, or whatever.
Their dog might decide to chase you.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, we wouldn't be on the rail trail. Rail trail, it would be simple. If we were on the rail trail, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. The problem is, the rail trail would be monitored in one way or another. So you'd stay off the rail trail. So
Stay off the beaten path.
So we would be we would need that food because we would be using up a lot of calories all day, every day, and even at night because it's so cold, our bodies would be burning, you know, whatever they could burn. They could burn. So the thing is, we would have to either go to the east or to the west, and the only things we would be doing when it came to streets, roads, trails would be crossing them, but not staying on them. You can't avoid not crossing roads altogether. But and then again, like my wife just said, bear, mountain lion, porcupine. Um, there are all sorts of wildlife out there. Badgers, you know. Well, I don't think most would necessarily bother you, but don't want to get around them during rut. Then they might, you know, the males anyway, might bother you.
Crazy.
Yeah. You know, they think, oh, he's going after my cow. You know, and you know, and you couldn't exactly, you know, the thing's charging you, and do you have time to shoulder your weapon and fire it? Is it a false charge? If you fire the gun, you may stop the animal from killing you, but then people are going to hear that gunfire and they're going to go, you know, like the police or the military or whoever might hear the gunfire. And I can't do it because of my hearing, but some people can determine direction by, you know, sound. I can't do that. And they'll say, well, you know, it was over there or it was over there. You know, I think something that I heard on the TV earlier, that I think helps to illustrate the point. They were talking about the classic cars that are in the sinkhole.
Oh, the Corvettes, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought they said plastic cars. So do you understand what I'm saying? The plastic classic. It sounded the same to me. It's the hearing loss thing. It's some sounds. And I was thinking, plastic cars. Who cares about plastic cars? And then I glanced over there and heard the rest of it, and I was like, oh, classic cars. You know, I'm thinking plastic cars. What's the big deal about a plastic car? But I think it helps to illustrate the point on hearing loss and sound. But we didn't get a whole lot this month for bugging out and stuff like that. We got a few things, but you know, it's stuff we can use if we need to use it, not for just bugging out, but bugging in, or not bugging in, but just living. And so, anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye.